So, hi everyone, welcome. Second live of the day. I'm just getting comfortable. Yeah, I went from like not being live for 2 months to doing 2 lives in one day, but I'm trying something new. Welcome everyone. I'm trying something new to do the monthly specials live directly on IG. So I'm talking to 2 cameras. That's what's going on right here. For those of you that are brand new, that are just joining me, hi Goofy, good to see you on. For those of you that are brand new, that are just joining me, that don't know who I am, my name is Jada Hansen. I'm based out of Barcelona and the US, and I am a wellness warrior. I mentor people in e-commerce. I mentor them in healing modalities, and especially plant medicine. I love plant medicine. I work with Amazonian medicines and mushrooms and these amazing babies, which we'll talk about today. So we're in another video, we covered the European specials. And hey, Susanna, so good to see you. In another video, we covered the European specials for July. And today in this video, we're doing the US specials. So I've got a couple of cameras going. I've got live on Facebook, IG, and then we've also got the YouTube live running. So for those of you that are following my content and getting that sent to you, you will be receiving this. So US specials, this is what we're talking about. Again, for those of you that are brand new joining on IG that don't know me, I am Jada Hansen, and I've been with doTERRA for 9 years. I'm a diamond with doTERRA. Love this tool. I love how we have a tool that can absolutely support us, especially when we're working through challenges in life, whether they're emotional, physical, energetic. My specialty, since I work so much with plant medicine and I work with specifically Kambo, Amazonian frog medicine and mushrooms, do ceremonies and circles, I like to have a tool that empowers people, right? If I were to tell people what my love language is, it's to remind you of your power. That is really what it is. I love when people have something that they can use, and my specialty is really the energetic, emotional aspects. So in the US this month, we've got Cypress, which is the oil of motion and flow. You can receive this oil completely free between the 1st and the 15th of the month with your monthly LRP order of 125 PV or more. If you need me to explain that, send me a private message and I will send that. Hi, love. Oh, so good to see you. Love this aspect of IG Live, which I'm not used to doing. So it's fun to do. The emotional aspects of Cypress oil is the oil of motion and flow. So when we're thinking about stagnation, we really can't move through whatever block that is. And Cypress is the one that will support us. Now it will support us physically and emotionally. This is what's so beautiful about an essential oil. You may pick it up to get a physical relief, and it will address the underlying emotional issue. If you pick it up to get emotional relief, it can also alleviate your physical issue that's going on. So I'll address the physical aspects of the oil first. Okay, so good to see you. Circulation. So if you are suffering from any poor form of circulation, now that can be stagnation in the blood, it can be stagnation in your lymph, it can be stagnation in your fat cells. Any kind of stagnation, you can massage it into your body with a coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil where the fat's been taken out. That alleviates the oil from leaving a grease layer on top of your skin. So rather than just laying flat, it's actually going to penetrate and work through the cellular membrane, which is what we want. Any type of stagnation in kidneys, causing problems with your urinary tract, bladder, those kind of areas, you want to massage it directly over that urinary area or over your kidneys. So we know in traditional Chinese medicine that kidneys represent fear. So if we're stuck in a loop of fear, if we're stuck in a loop of panic, anxiety, it can be super helpful to actually massage this over your kidneys. So you're accessing the emotions from the physical aspect. Also bone spurs, actually, you can massage it directly into bone spurs. You don't need to dilute it for that. Any type of damage to the head. So if you've had a hard hit, if there's concentration issues, you want to massage the cypress directly in, but use carrier oil for this. You don't need to do it up in the scalp, because if you do that, you need to wash your hair within a couple of minutes. But if you do do it at the base of the spine right here. I can see both areas. At the base of the spine, you're going to address all of the spinal fluids. It's going to go in and it's going to support the fluids that are also up, nourishing the brain. So you've got that. Think of, I'm not allowed to call it certain things on here. I can't make those medical claims, right? We all know about that. So when you have continuously an area of your body where there's not enough blood flow, it feels like it's heavy, it's falling asleep, you're not able to get enough oxygen per se through to that limb, you can massage the Cypress right into it before, after workout, before sleep, so that it doesn't fall asleep while you're going to sleep. Really, really great. And again, really, really effective for anything kidney, bladder, urinary tract related. It is naturally a diuretic. It is naturally going to flush your system. So think about that emotionally. When we're flushing a system, when we're creating flow, we're also inviting through a breakthrough, right? So when people are stuck in life, it often stems from a fear, either fear of the unknown, fear of a bad experience that's happened previously, and we can be stuck. So there's no flow. When there's no flow in traditional Chinese medicine as well, you've got blocked qi. So this is one that's going to open the gates. It's going to do it mildly though, as opposed to the other oil I'll talk about later on today. The other one is quite harsh and intense when you need a push. This one will do it mildly. So you're really present throughout. I'll just pull it up again. Cypress, for those of you that didn't join me in the beginning of the conversation. When we have these stagnant energies, it's causing disconnect between the heart and the mind. And we want those to be in flow so that we can constantly feel our intuition, so that when we're getting guided, whether it's through our brain in the gut or our brain in the heart, when this flow happens, we're open to trusting our third eye and our intuition here. When that occurs, we experience flow because we're not living in a fear response. Also, people that tend to be very perfectionistic, rigid, tense, holding on to control, this oil will be so beautiful for you. You want to apply it over your liver. Now, the liver, for women in particular, you take where the bra edge typically goes on your right side. For men as well, both men and women, you're going to go from the right nipple down to this midline right below and then around to your right. That is where the liver area organ goes underneath, and you can put a couple of drops of Cypress directly on there. If you have super sensitive skin, if you're very fair, put some coconut oil on there just to give yourself the benefit of not rubbing on directly on your skin. But if you don't have sensitive skin, don't worry, just plop it right there, okay? This will really support you in not holding on tightly. It will support you in that letting go and becoming one and trusting in the flow of life. Ultimately, whether you have a practice, a morning practice, a yoga practice, any type of practice of meditation or prayer, which gets you into the connection of yourself, the oil will bring you home and in the faith and trust of your intuition, in the flow and the trust of life. And that's really where we achieve our highest selves, right? When we completely trust our gut, we feel safe, we feel held. And this oil is just beautiful for that. It addresses any kind of pessimistic and rigid tendencies, whether they're learned behavior or survival behavior from trauma. This can support you in entering into more of the flexibility and the trust in life and being adaptable. So when we're adaptable, we're also able to create in addition, like we're able to create more because we're able to trust that flow of life no matter what comes. Oh, it's so good to see you, Melina, Israel. Thank you so much. And Alberto, thank you for joining. So that's really Cypress. And then we'll dive into the second oil. These oils are super, super special in the US this month. We've got great things going on. And for those of you that have just joined and those that don't know me, I tend to work mostly with the energetic and emotional aspects of essential oils. Hi, love. I love the physical aspects as well. They are so healing and regenerative, but my specialty is really how do we work with the emotions so that we can achieve our best selves. We can achieve our dreams, our ideas, that we can create the life that we want to live, and we can design a life where we're saying, okay, this is what I want, and maybe some things are coming up that we need to work through. And then when you have this emotional breakthrough with just some simple drops of an oil, you're able to really fully be supported. And it's a tool that you do at home. You don't have to go to a healer. You don't have to go to anybody. You learn to trust yourself. Like I said in the beginning of this, my love language is really reminding you of your own power. I love when people are empowered. This is what we need in life. And what I love so much is seeing so many entrepreneurs joining, because you're creating your life's work out in the world. And when you're doing that, we're getting a lot higher frequency, and we're getting people that are empowered, and then we can just really be limitless. So let's move into oregano. This is the second oil that's special in the US. I covered Europe earlier. This one, you've got 10% off all of the month. Now, oregano is the oil of humility and non-attachment. So this is an incredible, oh, Corey, so good to see you, and Saul. When we're being taught things like humility and non-attachment, it doesn't mean everything needs to be stripped away, but it does allow us to reevaluate what's important and then live in accordance with that. Again, coming back to your center, coming back to what's important. Let's talk about the physical aspects first, because there is a big tie in oregano, physical to emotional. It is naturally an antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, antiviral. So anything that's small and parasitic that's holding on to you, that's causing an overgrowth in your life, is going to block you. Whether it's something physical that's growing on your skin, like a fungus, right? Or a parasitic person in your life. A parasitic environment, a toxic environment. If you really need a push to let go and cut that cord and get away from that, oregano is your friend. It is an intense oil. You want to be ready to work with it. You don't want to just throw yourself in and then find yourself being like the queen of boundaries or the king of boundaries and saying no to everything. That's not what this is about. It really is about tuning in. What do you want to let go of so that you can create space for the new? And again, bacteria, virus, all these kind of things, again, I'm not allowed to make a claim, so that's not what I'm saying, but it does work for these kind of issues in your body. You can take it internally, you can take it topically with a coconut oil. Now, this one you need to dilute. You never put it on directly on the skin. It will be really hot. You don't want to burn your skin. So if you're taking it internally, anything respiratory related, the oregano will work on the inside of the cell and the outside of the cell. So typically in the body, when you have a cell, you have virus on the inside and bacteria on the outside. If you have an oil that's able to penetrate the cell membrane and get rid of what's living on the inside, the threat to the cell, in this case, the virus, now you're getting rid of the threat that's making an unhealthy cell, and now nothing can grow on the outside, which means bacteria can't grow. So you're healing your own cells from the inside. That is, oh, hi, Henrik. You're also creating an ideal environment for your body to be strong so that you can listen to your body's signals. If we're constantly tired and sick and mental fatigue and foggy and the brain feels tired and heavy, we are not as called to go and live our purpose, right? So anything that's a growth that's not supposed to be there, we're talking yeast, fungus, anything like that. Respiratory issues, you want to use oregano, and aches and pains in the body, you can use the oregano to really revitalize your cells. You don't want to use it more than 10 days in a row because it is nature's own antibiotic, okay? So that's the only prerequisite with that one. And when you start working with essential oils, you're always going to have a mentor. You're going to have someone that's going to teach you how to use it. Now, the emotional and the energetic aspect of this oil is really one that I love because it teaches humility and non-attachment. It teaches us to let go of the rigid control in life. It teaches us to remove blocks. It clears negativity. It cuts away any negative attachments. So if you've been held back by a situation, a job that you're really not inspired by, for example, or a relationship or a working relationship, and you need to cut that, it can be difficult because our old behaviors and patterns come in. This can support you in letting go and really break through that will that thinks we need it, right? In addition to that, it really supports you in having non-attachment. So you might have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, but the universe is there ready to give you something even greater. And this oil will support you in saying, well, what's in alignment? What is really meant for you? What is it that you're supposed to have? And not holding on with control. In addition to that, it teaches us to be flexible. It teaches us to be coachable, teachable, so that we can expand, we can learn something new. It lets go of being stubborn. It supports us in being a much higher vibration rather than being these lower vibrations that hold on. So those two oils together, you can imagine, right? It's a pretty powerful July. If you're doing this work during the summer, you're relaxing, you're rejuvenating, you're cutting away all the low vibrations that's holding you back, and you're coming back from summer vacation ready to attack what it is that you want to do. I can't recommend this duo enough. I think they're amazing. Again, I'll show them to you, Cypress and oregano. Now, this is for the US market. The EU market is in another video. So thank you so much for tuning in. Ask me questions if you want in the DM. You can ask in the comments. We've got, for the month of July, also, you can completely customize your own order and get free memberships. So let me know if that's of interest to you. Thank you for tuning in. It's so fun sharing this with you. And I have to say, it's fun being back live after 2 months of not being here in this educational space. So it's great to share time with you. Thank you.